say, because she had about 8 husbands.
Wow.
Maybe 9.
Wow.
I think maybe 9 was the last cut. And she always taught that you better be feminine. She had all kind of jewels. And she would tell us when we have our family things, all the women could not come there unless we were made up. And my grandmother, 80 years old, was wearing leather pants with big hips. I mean, she was sharp. And so consequently, the lady...
Did she die single?
No, she married.
Okay.
And so she the thing about it is, it's so funny because they're saying a couple of those husbands we think she got rid of, but you know how things go. You know what I'm saying? She was something else. You know, she was crafty, smart. Talk about a matriarch. And just as sweet as she could be, cook. But she wasn't the grandma that was in the church.
Right.
She wasn't a grandmother that... We never went to church with her or nothing. And she didn't talk the Bible, although she believed, but it was no religion or nothing like that. So
talk to me. You said that being in Rwanda, so first of all, everybody who's watching right now, we are in the mountains of Rwanda. I am sitting here with Auntie Norma, who you've seen before and loved before. I am Goddess Queen Xohsa, and today is our final day here in the mountains where we're on retreat. We're on a 10-day retreat in Rwanda, just exploring the beautiful mountains and the beautiful sights of this lovely earth. It's raining right now, but I'm just going to do a little once around so you can see. You can see. Yep. Just want you to see where we are in this present moment. And let me just bring you back around, because y'all know iPhone don't allow you to flip the screen like Android. Okay, I just want to put that out there because y'all swear up and down by these iPhones and you can't even flip. Anyways, so I'm here talking to Auntie Norma because I wanted to get an understanding of what her favorite part has been about in coming on this retreat in the first place. This is my 3rd international retreat. I've hosted a retreat in Zanzibar, Tanzania, and in Mexico as well, in Tulum, Mexico. And so now I'm here hosting in Rwanda, and Auntie Norma, we know, is 70 years old. So I'm asking this beautiful woman, what is her favorite part about this retreat? And she just told me something that made me say, let me get this camera, let me turn it on, because she said that she has been awakened. And using that word, it's a loaded word. So I want to know, Auntie.
Yes.
What do you mean when you say you are awakened, your eyes are open? What does that mean?
That means that I was asleep. I was asleep in the sense that I was living, and I am still living my life in America, and it's kind of scripted, and I was getting a little tired of it. And when you live as long, and you start wondering, what's it all about, Alfie type of thing.
Right.
And so I was thinking, okay, this is kind of boring, my life.
Yeah.
It's kind of boring. And I also, I'm a person who is proud of my heritage. And so, like I said, when I kind of so-called retired, I thought, okay, well, now you just need to get your man and go traveling, go to Europe and everything else. But then all of a sudden, after meeting you and y'all wearing the African stuff and everything, my curiosity, I'm such an avid learner. That's the whole thing. If you keep learning, you'll stay young.
Yeah.
Don't stop.
Tell them in the camera.
If you keep learning, always educate yourself. I feel like a black widow spider. I'm sucking. I told somebody today, I said, y'all done gave me 5 more years of life through default, just by being in your presence. And being not so much introduced for the first time. A lot of things I have been enlightened for the first time, but just having the experience so freely. And I must say, you have given me just so much that I could I can live off of this for the duration. I mean, really, because I'm coming home with, you're going to start a garden, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, you're going to wipe out these kind of people. And it's just from not really being totally involved, just by being an observer and just kind of listening and being open. That's another thing. If you're open to learning and non-judgmental,
right,
you will have more to come in you, because I have to humble myself to get out of the role of, she don't know nothing. She's gonna have to bow down to me because I'm older.
Yeah, she's younger.
No, that was one of the things I've never done, and that is that if I see somebody who got something, I don't care how old you are. You could be 16 if you're gonna teach me how to do badminton.
Right.
That's your thing.
Right.
So if I see someone who's talented or expert or something, then you got to be a part of the class, then I'm going to go to the class. I'll be the oldest one sitting up in the class. But you better believe
you in there.
I'm in the class, and I'm going to take what she has, and I'm going to try to share with my cohorts and everything. But if they don't want to listen, or if they don't want to be enlightened.
Well, I want to know more about this sleep thing, because you said that you were asleep. But meanwhile, you just came back from Vegas.
Yes.
You just came back from Myrtle Beach.
Yes,
You've been traveling.
So, yes, I've been traveling, but I wasn't traveling to the Motherland.
Okay.
There's a big difference.
What's the difference? Tell them what's the difference.
Okay, the difference of going to Vegas is that you could replicate that just about anywhere. You could go to a casino in many of the states.
Okay.
You could go sleep in a nice hotel and all of that good stuff. Myrtle Beach, you could see the beach and go to all those entertainments. But you can't get the education of your origin.
In those places.
And no, you're not gonna go to a museum and they're gonna have a bunch of African things.
Right.
In fact, our history is hidden. It's asleep for the most part. They don't teach African history in school, and just hearing, you talk about and educate me about the Cometics and all these. That used to be Egypt, and then I realized how my geography needs to be really. I need to. Oh God, my goodness. And we do need to look at the world. I think we just look at those 50 little states. And it's like, this is it, baby. And there's a whole world out there that I think is purposeful, that it's not shown on TV or in documentaries to say, hey, you need to come over here, you can have a better way of life. Right. And so I see that there's people who are having a better way of life, less stress. And stress is the ager and the killer. Of everything, I think, the bottom line. So I want to be in a peaceful situation, and I want to be able to afford it and live the rest of my life. It doesn't matter if I'm with one race or another, whatever. It's just the people being harmonious and living. I don't see the states as being very. I see it's going down as far as your lifestyle. It's too much of a struggle. And so if we have this gift that's been here all along, and we need some place to get to it, or you need someone to see it. Once you see it, you'll never forget it. Right. You will be so disturbed.
What have you seen since you've been here that you'll never forget?
I'll never forget just the natural geographic of Africa.
Yes.
I mean, it could be a place that maybe poor, people don't have, but when you see what God has really created, these trees, the lake and everything else, it's just one thing after another. It's called, actually it's a song that says, if you research for God or whatever, the more you find, He gonna show you something else.
Yes.
And every time I find something, I'll go look at a stone and it looks like diamonds. And you're like, wow, where did that come from? Well, then you'll go do something else and you'll find something else that's just mind blowing. It don't even look real. And that's what's disturbing, because you're saying it's so freely. It's so free out here. Palm trees, the food, us eating out the garden like that. the food itself I have healed pretty much.
Oh,
I came here with knee problems. I have my iPhone. I can go to my Fitbit and show you that in these days I have an average of 9,000 steps a day or more.
Wow.
Whereas sometimes when I was at home, I do 5 or 6. But that's just kind of just moving around.
Right.
But when I look at the people, everybody's moving. Nobody looks sick in the farm. And at home, instead of first we had liquor stores on every corner.
Now we got churches.
Well, churches, no. Really, now we have dialysis clinics.
Oh, wow, okay.
And on the street that I live on, or near, they have a Dunkin' Donut next to a Krispy Kreme. That's almost genocide.
It's overkill.
That's all that sugar and everything that we really don't need as a people.
What have you been eating on the retreat?
I've been eating just stuff so good. It's just been so fresh. Rice, real food. That's what I've been eating. I haven't had any chips. I haven't had a chicken wing.
Okay.
So, but I'm not having any. My body is welcoming it.
Yes.
I'm not having
any negative reaction.
Negative reaction or cravings.
Right.
I'm not
You've
craving
had
that
carrot
stuff.
soups.
I had carrot
fresh
soup,
juices,
tomato soup,
cucumber salad, avocado salad.
is like no big deal. Where at home I go around and be searching the place for avocados, but it's just letting
watermelon juice,
cabbage
juice.
Cabbage juice is really good. And I'm thinking, you just need a juicer,
right?
Grow the stuff,
make it happen.
And our soil is so messed up. There's something called micronutrients that no longer is in the soil. That's why people take supplements. You need to take supplements of micronutrients, because if it's not in the soil, it's not going to come in the fruit,
right?
Or anything, or just things without.
And just
seed.
FYI, Auntie Norma is a nurse. Okay, so her talking about these different aspects of nutrition and the body and all these different types of things. This is a woman who has worked in the medical profession for years, okay? Over 30 years, okay? So when she's talking about this is coming not just from reading, but just her experience, what she's seen, what she's observed over the course of 30 years. So thank you for that.
Oh, yes, I'm definitely into not so much anti-aging, but I know that the body, on a cellular level, that's how I like to relate to it. So, like I told y'all the other day, I don't care so much about how much something tastes. Just
if it's good for you,
me, I'm gonna take it. If I go to the hospital and I need blood or whatever,
have you eaten anything here so far that hasn't been good?
I have not eaten anything that have not been delectable. In fact, I just have to pull myself back because I'm trying to lose weight. And if I eat all that good bread or how they make everything fresh from the home, it would just it tastes so good you want to eat everything on your plate. So you have to sometime, in order to shrink that stomach, you have to pull it away. Because
but what did you tell me this morning about your stomach? What's been taking place?
It's just I wake up light. I don't wake up feeling like, I ate so much last night and it still haven't, or like meat. The meat takes at least, I think it's about, I have this little chart that tells you maybe about 7 days to go through your whole system. So, and then the food is prepared so wonderful. It tastes really good. I don't miss meat.
We haven't been eating meat on this retreat. Most of my retreats are plant-based. So that's what she's speaking about. They have meat in Rwanda. We just haven't been eating any meat.
Where we've been. But I never even said, hey, where's this, can I have a steak tonight or something like that? No.
Yeah.
And I've done that at home. I've cut back on dairy, meat pretty much. And, I never do anything in excess. I always leave that room for
more.
Well, at this stage of my life, it's like, if I want a piece of bacon or whatever, I might just do that. But, for the most part, it has served me well. because by eating healthy all my life, and being in the military, of course, doing a certain amount of exercise, it has paid back because it's made me maintain to the point where I just had my blood work done, and everything was either midway or to the green. All my calcium, all my levels. That's what like I said, it's cellular. I go by my health status, like Dr. Oz used to do. What is your biological age? Because you have your chronological age, you have your biological age, and then people have emotional age. Because you might be a grown person, but you act like
a little kid.
Yeah, you're not really mature.
Right.
So when you figure out your real age, and he has a book called The Real Age or something like that, but it has to do with how are you all healthy, because there's a lot of people out there in their 30s and 40s who are really, really not very healthy. They need a whole new overhaul. And that's why I said awakening, is because this trip has awakened me to my next stage of an overhaul to take me to the finish line.
Yes. Nice.
It's going to take me to the finish line, because if I do these things, I'm talking about I'm going to gain, like I said, I at least got 5 by default.
Yeah,
I might
five
be
extra
100
years.
or something. You know?
Yeah, or more.
Yes, and the thing about it, the thing about it is that nobody has carte blanche on your lifespan.
Right.
And my mom used to tell me, just live long enough.
Right.
And I'm already there, so it's like, oh, I live a nice. Don't be yarning.
Sorry. I'm kind of yarning.
She's yarning because this is the hardest working tiny woman I've ever seen in my life. Okay, she's a tiny lady, and she's strong as an ox, a fire bullet, and has took her old auntie and just treated me, watch out.
I love you.
But I'm just saying.
I cannot wait to see the auntie that I meet when I come back to visit Atlanta.
Oh, God, it's going to be a different one.
I cannot even wait. That's what I'm saying.
I figure I got the tools.
Easy.
I got the tools now here. I've gotten tools that enlighten me spiritually. I needed to be enlightened spiritually.
For sure.
Because this is a spiritual world. And I think that people need to get in touch with that. So all the meditation, all the slowing down in my brains, all the electronic detox away from the cell phone, all of that is necessary.
It's necessary. It is.
To get to know who you are.
Right. I'm curious. When you told people you were coming to Rwanda, tell them about some of the things that the people would say when you told them you was coming.
Well, first of all, I was kind of surprised people don't have a very good opinion of Africa.
You were surprised, Auntie?
I was kind of, because I was thinking.
You were surprised, Auntie?
Sort of, because it's like, I'm going to Africa. It was like, why you want to go there? And I'm like, well, haven't you heard? That's our ancestors is. I'm 48% Nigerian through the ancestry people. And Congo, I got a little bit of that in me. So why would I want to go there? Why would I want to go to Paris? I have nothing to do with
I ain't got no ancestry.
I have no ancestry.
Right.
And
you can still go to Paris.
Oh, I can still go.
But it's good to visit the motherland.
And that's what I felt.
Yeah.
And when I saw your brochure and everything, and about, going to where it all started, and going around people who, when I come to this land, there's more black people than any other country.
Right.
I mean, I've been to Costa Rica, and the Costa Ricans barely spoke to me. Where I've been here, and there's a kinship.
How do they treat you here?
They treat me very nice. I mean, we don't speak the language. In fact, I just got back from collecting these glittery things that I've never seen, like they're rocks or whatever. I'm gonna make a beautiful whatever at home, but. This week he was speaking French, or I don't know what he was speaking.
Kenya Rwanda.
But we had the best time. I would tell him this rock is too big. I don't know. We would just go. Okay, healthy, thank you. So we just really had the greatest time, and to be able to feel so warm and welcome and loved by another individual who you know that when it was all started, this is where it came from.
Right.
And we've been a people that has been deprived our histories even to this day. That when you finally feel that, hey, you know, I'm here on this land. I mean, I could almost cry because I was thinking, you know, like, I'm so glad I had the opportunity to be where it all began, you know, as my history. And so that's what I think is worthwhile. I mean, when I go back, I'm gonna be a champion for the cause.
For sure.
You know, I just got some pictures. I'm gonna show people, but people, we're still kind of a little bit brainwashed because people still want to go to, you know, hang on cruises and go to places that are popular.
Yeah. And I don't think anything is
wrong. There's nothing wrong with that.
It's nothing wrong with that, but
not.
in my eyes, there is something wrong with not knowing who you are.
That's
and there's
what I'm
something
saying.
not wrong with not knowing, you know, your land of origins. Or, you know, there's a lot of this movement nowadays that's saying, that has a lot of black people who are saying they're not from Africa. Have you heard about that?
I have not heard
There's this
about
whole
that.
movement now of black people who are saying Africa is not our motherland. That we're from America. That we always been in America and we're from America.
Do
that
they
we're
do the
indigenous.
DNA?
They don't do the DNA because they don't want to see Congo and Liberia and Nigeria on no chart. They say that their grandparents and their great grandparents are descendants of Native Americans only.
Indians?
That's what they say. And for me, I can't look at no picture of no Cherokee, you know, Indian and say, look at my ancestors. That's me. I'm not finna waste my time like that. Okay, I'm not gonna play around and I'm not playing that game. I'm not playing the game where I want to put on goggles and stained glasses and pretend anything. We are living in a real life. This is real, the real world. We are here. So ain't nothing. And this is the thing. Black people want to be everything else but African.
And that I grew up thinking I was a black.
If you can call them if they can be Native American, they're gonna be Native American.
Yeah.
If they can be a Moor, they're gonna be a Moor. Anything you want to call them but African is
That's
okay.
true.
And guess what? I ain't got time for that. Okay, I'm an African. I'm an African woman. I am an African woman. I am proud to be an African woman. My descendants are from Africa. We are African. Give thanks and praise. All African natural lifestyle for me and mine. Okay,
Yes.
so
That's
so I don't relate to that. I don't relate. I do know that I am indigenous. I'm indigenous because melanated women, we're the ones who created this whole entire world. We're the first woman. We're the first man. We are the goddesses. We are the gods. So if you want to come up with a theory about how we migrated to the Americas, and so that means that we were already there, we were already in China, we were already in Europe, we were already everywhere. How about that? That's a better theory for me. But trying to tell me that you're going to look at a picture with a man with two braids and a thing and say, look at my great, that ain't got nothing to do with me.
I can't believe someone's even trying to do
There's
that.
a whole movement,
Oh
Auntie.
my
You wouldn't
goodness.
believe. You got to look it up, okay?
I would.
Because it's definitely very entertaining and it's mind-blowing because they talk about there's pyramids in the Americas, which there are. I went to a pyramid in Mexico. Chichen Itza is a big, beautiful pyramid. It's in Mexico. I went there and I was amazed at what I saw. However, I am very aware. I went to the pyramids in Egypt first, and those are the first pyramids. And can't nobody tell me nothing else because this is what I know to be true.
Right.
Okay, so that's all I have to say about that. But I was curious about what the naysayers had to say about you coming.
Yeah, they were kind of negative, and I was people don't like themselves. We're known as black people who have self-hatred, and I just saw the self-hatred. I'm like, why would you say Africa is a place that is going to be dangerous? And the thing about it is, I didn't know about Africa because Rwanda for me was Hotel Rwanda,
from the movie.
And so I didn't know, just like Haiti or whatever, after tragedy, did the country ever come back to being modern? I mean, I never checked back. And I probably, I don't know, but I just didn't say what's Rwanda today. So then when I start going on YouTube and seeing, well, what happened to this country since back in 1994, I believe it was. And I saw the progression.
Yeah.
I saw they had better stuff. And then other thing, I like beauty and makeup and all that. I start noticing on some of the African movies I watched, them women were beautiful.
Beads.
They could throw that
Baby,
makeup on.
listen,
hair better
you haven't seen. That's why I said, Auntie, are you coming with us to Ghana?
It depends.
We are going to Ghana next. The next retreat in Africa is to Ghana, and I have never seen anything like the women I've seen adorned in Ghana.
I wonder how did they go to Paris to learn how to? They do
No,
things
that's
better than
African.
us.
Listen, was not African women the pharaohs and the queens? And
Yes. Now that I think
are we
about
not
it.
the original ones of beauty and adornment?
Nefertiti,
That's what I'm
all of
saying.
that stuff,
Are we
yeah.
not that?
But see, you don't know it until you see it for 2022. What the women are. I mean, you could say that, or they're just emulating Americans or whatever.
We
but
created it.
yes, they have. They have the artistic.
Who has more fashion sense and more style than a
Lord.
black woman? There's a shirt my mom used to wear that said, "When God made the black woman, He was just showing off."
They're just. It's just.
We are
It makes you
immaculate.
proud. It makes you proud. And so I was like, whoa, is this how it is? I mean, the homes were beautiful, the compounds and all of that. And then to come here and see the compounds or to be in one, it's like your mind's eye coming true.
Yeah.
You know, and you're like, wow. And the thing is that if we didn't have trailblazers like yourself to kind of let us know, go out there and risk whatever to determine, oh yeah, this is a pyramid, this isn't this.
Yeah.
And it also lets you know how you need to learn so much more about your history.
For sure.
Because I know I need to, really brush up.
Right.
And I intend to do so because I feel like, well, I should know these things.
Right.
I should
And
know
I
these
mean,
things about my
It's
whole
challenging
history.
to know because the thing is, most people don't know themselves.
Right. But
Most people don't know this. So how can you know, if you don't even know yourself, then how can you know something outside of yourself?
Right.
It's
But
a challenge.
it's like, it needs to be taught. Or if you're interested. If you're not interested and you're happy or whatever, but I think there's a certain level of curiosity. And if you're not interested, you're just happy where you are and everything. And you'll believe what people say.
Right.
A lot of people now, since we have a lot of mixing of races and things like that, the more you get away from blackness, the better people feel. You have opportunities. We went through the whole 60s and 70s with that whole bit. And nowadays, it's like, to me, I just think the richness in blackness is just it's just an abundance.
Yeah.
And
there's movies like Woman King.
Yes.
There's Black Panther, Wakanda,
Oh,
things
yes.
like that are bringing
it
energy
back. Yeah, they're bringing
to
the
Africa.
energy. I am so happy about that.
Bringing the display of beauty and
the
strength and royalty, all the regalness, the prince, all that
those
stuff.
are very good movies to do that. And the rest of the world looks at it like, oh my God,
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
We have this jewel over here, this continent. So I'm looking forward to, instead of hopping to Las Vegas and Myrtle Beach and stuff, I'm looking forward to seeing these other countries you talked about just seeing where I fit.
For sure.
For
sure. Do me a favor and just tell them about your living accommodations since being here, because I know there was some concern about what kind of living accommodations, and you're gonna have hot water, just talk a little bit about what you've observed on that end real quick.
It's been top notch since I've been here. Everything has been it's kind of, if you're not used to it, it's kind of hard to have people that accommodate you so much. They're so, you go to a hotel, you're going to have people that comes and do things, but these folks, they treat you like family at the bed and breakfast. Anything you want. I went to my room, and there's this water bottle or the water pitcher and everything, and it made me drink more water because I'm like, oh, how nice.
The water's right there.
The water's right there, and a little chair, and the coffee and tea thing is set
everything.
Like in the movies. And I'm like, oh, I could get used to this.
Yeah, for sure. Every day.
And then everything that you want, you just pick it up, and people they bend over backwards.
Yeah.
And that's really saying a lot, because, and they're not there just, every time you have to give them $10 for doing little things. In fact, you got to hold back from doing certain things, but they don't expect that. They treat Black Americans, at least they treat me.
Yeah.
Everybody just like I'm a queen.
Yeah.
And I am.
Right.
And it's like, wow, you could get used to that.
You can. And I have.
Oh, I know you have. I know you have. But a lot of people, we're not used to treating each other well. And so that's what I think, that they treat probably all their guests the same.
For sure.
No matter what race.
For sure.
But for us to have that same expectation, not that you go places and people treat you not as well. So I the accommodations in Kigali has been great. And here
we're in Gisenyi right now.
And this place, you have your own cottage, the view, the net over the bed.
Yes,
I mean, it's everything. It's right. The sounds of the birds in the morning. This is like a movie scene. I'm like, what the? Waking me up. When you see that on movies and the birds and I can't believe that bird a bird came and landed on her.
I was carrying around a bird. A beautiful bird earlier today. A beautiful bird. You've never seen a color like this. The colors around here are so rich. Vibrant. All kind of purples, all kind of beige. I mean, orange. I mean, my goodness. And then fruit, like there's avocados grow in places, mangoes grow in places. I mean, where do you go like that? I can't. It's paradise.
It's a paradise. And that's what's so shocking. Your eyes can only feast so much. When I tell you, I want to take my eyeballs out, put them in a container because I'm so overwhelmed. I don't need to see anything else. I'm satisfied.
But wait, there's more.
I know, but I'm just saying, even yesterday, when we went to the hot springs, that was mind blowing. And I always tap her on the thing and say, why are you doing this to me? I mean, you should have prepared me, because I never get
I don't know how to prepare anybody for this. All I do is just invite you to come have a slice of pie.
Yes.
And I have a pie.
She's wrong for how she does it. No, she's wrong, because
come have a slice.
Come over here, and I'm thinking somewhere.
Come on over. You're Karibu Sana. You're very welcome. Come on over.
You're welcome, but people are going to be shocked. Especially, I could have a heart attack. I was looking for my nitroglycerin the other day for chest pains. I said, I got to go to a pharmacy to get it just in case.
A heart attack from being overwhelmed by the beauty and the excitement.
Yes. I wanted my nitro.
Y'all should have seen her at the hot spring. She was comfortable, okay? She was laid out there like she was in her own bed. Like she had a little pillow in the back, going to sleep, eyes closed, face mudded up, clayed up. Yeah. How did you feel at the hot springs? What was that experience like for you?
It was surreal. And I mean surreal because you look around, you see all the other African people. These are just people locals. And they're taking care of themselves.
For sure.
And they're scrubbing themselves, and one man is sitting there washing himself. And I said, that is so good, because they're getting this. Here people spend thousands of dollars to go to hot springs and get that same. The water was like 100-something degrees. And you could boil an egg. And then they go feed you. And it was just too much. And then to have all that mud on you. And when I came home and took a shower that night, I mean, this skin ain't like this for nothing. But, it's
new skin. Who did?
New skin. They just took everything off, and then you just get revived. And then they had all kind of oils and stuff putting on you. And one of the my little masseuse, anyway, he was talking about he had some medicine for my shoulder, and I tell you, I I may not have to have surgery.
Oh, give thanks and praise.
Yes, because I have not had any pain like I had since then. You know, and I believe in that type of healing. And I don't know if you have to have the belief before you get the healing.
For sure.
But by having that open mind, I was telling you about learning and letting things come to you, I think I'm the perfect vessel for those things.
Nice.
And so that's why I think that I'm getting all the healings, because I don't have any preconceived ideals or, you know, you want me to try this. If it worked for ancestors millions of years ago, they did it.
Yep.
And I'm going to try it.
I'm going to try it.
What do I have to lose but the side effects of medications that cause you another ailment or illness? So whatever they do, or however, I had a massage. This is my second massage, so I'm massaged to death. I was like, I'm really relaxed. And then when they said, well, this package includes a massage, I'm like, another massage?
Right.
I'm already, every muscle is already relaxed. And I had some swelling on my left foot that's gone down, so I've been ridding myself of toxins. And with the heat, with the steam, I mean, it's just been, it's been like one of those spa things.
Yes.
Constantly.
Yes. And that's really the whole nook and cranny of a retreat.
Yes.
You know,
I really feel like
most people have never been on a retreat. Now, what's really popular is solo trips. Oh, I'm going to go on a solo trip. I'm taking my first solo trip. I'm going on a solo trip. Yeah, solo trips are becoming really popular. Yeah. And solo trips are fine, but solo trips are not really going to expose you to something in a way that completely shakes the essence of your awareness. It's not going to expose you to new levels of thinking, expose you to new tools for your toolbox. Solo trips are just you literally exploring a particular area, and most of the time you're doing it the same way you would do a Las Vegas trip, right? You're gonna book a nice hotel, you're gonna blah, 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 you're gonna blah, 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 all that typical stuff, all the tour, you're taking a tourist path. Yeah, it's a tourist path. But with a retreat is allowing you to experience a slice of life through someone else's guidance.
Right, the guidance.
It's the guidance portion. And when you have guidance, it changes the game, because it gives you the clues, it gives you the crumbs, it gives you the pieces that you need to complete your puzzle. And that's one of the things that I'm very, very, very proud of in my retreat offerings, because I have my company, Abundant African Goddess, and with Abundant African Goddess, I wanted to show women and men, but mostly women, the abundance that Africa has to offer.
Oh my goodness.
You know, most of us don't know anything about living a soft life. Not really, because we've had to work hard, we've had to pay our bills, we had to take care of ourselves, we had to take care of the kids, we've had to do some of everything. We had to take care of our parents sometimes our siblings. We've had to bear the brunt of the burden for everything and everyone. So the concepts that are coming up now about soft life, we don't have a reference point for that. Our grandmas didn't live a soft life. Our great-grandma didn't live no, my great-grandma worked, okay? My grandma worked. Everybody, all the women that we worked. So this Abundant African Goddess, for me, is about exposing us to our soft life, exposing us to a life where we can experience that spiritual evolution.
Yes.
To experience growth in a short period of time, but also to do so in the most abundant way possible, to do so with delicious foods, with nutrient rich foods, with mineral infused water, to do so in the most beautiful places that exist in Africa, to do so in a way to where we're served with a smile, we're served with appreciation for the honor of them being able to serve us. So there's so much that we gain from being in this environment, from taking a retreat, from going on a retreat, from seeing something from a retreat-based perspective. I've been telling the attendees in this Rwanda retreat that it's so funny to me. I didn't take my first retreat. I've been leading retreats since 2018. I didn't even take my first retreat until this year. Okay. And my first retreat was with the Sister Divine Soul, who led me on an amazing journey. There was maybe about 15 of us, and she led us on a journey, and she did so in Mexico. So I just happened to be in Mexico, and while I was in Mexico, I happened to hear about the retreat and show up, and she took amazing care of us, and we will forever be grateful as a result of that. So, and we're still connected as a result of that. So there's so much that you gain from a retreat experience. Auntie Norma is 70 years old. So if she can do it, if she can conquer the fear, if she can conquer the hesitancy, if she can conquer the naysayers, because the naysayers going to be like, girl, what you going to Africa for? You ain't going to Africa. Somebody told her that when she said, oh, we're going to be gardening, because this is a earth-based retreat, plant medicine, farm to table, all that stuff. So when she said, I'm going to be pulling food from the garden, they're like, oh, you're going to be working hard for your food, and you're going to be doing more than that.
Crazy.
All of that. Like, ain't nobody got time for that. This is Africa. This is Africa. And even if you feel like you are indigenous to the Americas, give thanks and praise. You can still visit Africa. Just like you want to hop up and visit Paris, and you're not indigenous to Paris, you can hop up and visit Africa. So, Abundant African Goddess... Abundant African Goddess is really the initiative that I created to support soft life and abundance in Africa, and exploring Africa and allowing the motherland to really teach us things about ourselves, because this spiritual journey is just about self-discovery. So I'm really, really grateful.
I'll tell everybody this: you will not get a better experience or be in the best hands of Jamila, Goddess Queen, if you sign up or take any of these trips, because, you know, I had no idea. Trust me, I went kind of blindly, because at this stage in my life, it's like, what do you have to lose? I mean, if you go to Cali and you see a little bit, that's really a great experience. It's the best bargain you'll ever have in your life. Period.
You get yourself back.
You'll get yourself back, but more than that, you spend probably on a state vacation way more.
And you probably spend a whole lot of stuff, spending on nothing. When you really look at your expenditures, you're spending a whole lot of money on nothing. But if you talking about just day-to-day stuff, week-to-week stuff, just to entertain yourself, come here. Book a retreat.
Organic food. You know how much that costs? Organic food to eat like we've been eating. And then, like I said, I have had a no-brainer. I didn't think about where we were going. I didn't know what kind of itinerary, but every day has been amazing and full packed with things that are just surprising.
Emma's just gonna show you the flowers that were picked. You see? Yes, Emma.
So nice. These are beautiful. Aren't these gorgeous? They just come from around the place.
They're gorgeous on the property. Or just on the property. Okay.
I don't even know the name of it, but I mean, just
we need more than that too. Goddess. Yeah.
We gotta get more.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you can take those in. Just clear the other ones out.
Yeah, those are just, and that bouquet, $50 bouquet.
Right.
You know, and it's just growing.
Free 99 here.
Yeah, I mean, there's things down there, things all over the place. Everywhere I look is
property
just
is amazing.
Beautiful. Yeah. And when they say a land of 1,000 mountains,
you'll
never see the mountains like this. Ever.
Hey, man. Yes. Can you close the door, please? Oh, sure. Would I close it? So that is really, in essence, the biggest things for you to know about Auntie Norma's experience here. I've led a series of retreats, but the retreats that I've led in Africa have really been absolutely positively life-changing. I'm looking forward to our next retreat, which is in Ghana. I love Ghana. Ghana is great. I cannot brag enough about Ghana. Like
I can't imagine.
I have a whole video on why I love Ghana. Okay,
Do you?
I do. I love Ghana. Everybody knows this bag is out of the hat. This guy love the cat's out the bag. I love Ghana. Okay, so you can tune in and watch my video on why I love Ghana, and you can feel free to sign up for our retreat to Ghana. Our retreat to Ghana is coming at the end of our 9 months in our Soft Life Incubator. So we go through the process of creating your soft life for 9 months, and really diving into the divine feminine, because that's what I'm all about. So after we do that work for 9 months, then we celebrate by all coming together in Accra, Ghana, for an experience that is going to blow your mind.
It will definitely
It's going to blow your heart open. It's going to blow your whole ether open, because it's Ghana. Ghana's Wakanda.
I can't imagine, but all I can say is that don't wait till you're 70 years old. Y'all are young. People are young out there. You may not live that long. You better go while the opportunity
presents itself.
If you have any inkling or any kind of spiritual instinct
or desire,
that's what I did. I was like, now or never. But you can see where my now or never may come because of the age.
Right.
But if I was in my 30s or 40s and could do this,
50.
or 50, I would take advantage to go to Africa.
Right. On a retreat. And the people that you meet on a retreat is always it's very different when you do a group retreat. You meet amazing people. Auntie Norma's been making friends all over the place. Yes. So it's very different. I mean, I do individual retreats as well. So that's something that is optional. Right. But that's really for the person who is ready to take the journey spiritually, who's ready to go the extra mile spiritually, who's ready to grow up, who's ready to ascend. Because a lot of this is just about growth. This is just about growth. When I left the U.S. and I said I'm not gonna be here no more, I'm going to Africa, I'm gonna see what's out there for me, that was me taking a quantum leap into my highest self, into the next iteration of my growth. As you can see, my skin is red and glowing, and my bronze is popping on the other side of my locks. All of these things have come because I have evolved in such a way. When I first arrived on the continent, my skin was blotchy, and I had pimples coming out. I was full of mucus. There was just so many things that were wrong health-wise.
Right? Videos, yeah. I didn't recognize her.
Yeah, when you look at my early videos, I was much bigger. There was just a lot of things, a lot of ailments that I had when I left the West. And just by being here and living on this continent, my life has enhanced and changed in ways that I never expected.
I don't want to
leave. I told her she could stay. I told her she's welcome to come to Dar es Salaam. She was like, no, listen, girl, I gotta get back home. I got some dogs. I got things to do. But I'm just glad that you trusted me enough to come. That you knew that I was capable of taking care of you.
I knew that. No doubt about it. I mean, this is like 2 trips in one. Because I thought the Kigali, Rwanda, I don't know what was going on, but I thought that whole experience was enough. I can get on a plane and go home. Right. But then when you came to this beautiful Lake Kiva, this is like so much more.
I mean, I'm gonna have to give you, the ice cream, the whipped cream, the apple pie, the sprinkles, the caramel, the cherry. You're gonna get all of
that.
Is what they call it in Wolof. All of it. You're gonna get all of it, and then some.
But this is overwhelming. I mean, don't do it to the younger ones. Don't get any older one like me, because they may not have. They can't take it, because we're like, wow, I get to see this stuff. This is like heaven. This is like heaven.
This is what she is talking about, y'all.
Oh my God.
It really is like heaven.
It's like heaven. There they go to the hot springs and things.
It really is like heaven. We can't deny it.
Oh my God.
It's just an experience.
It's more than an experience.
And I thank you
so
You're welcome,
much.
Auntie.
If I never ever go any other place, I feel I've lived. I've seen. Yes, I thought another trip of mine years ago to Costa Rica was, I saw a couple of things and everything. No comparison. Costa Rica don't have nothing on Rwanda. Okay, I'm serious. as far as the Costa Rica was beautiful.
Yes.
Had some volcanoes.
Right.
I mean, nice people. Food was okie dokie, but nothing compared.
Right.
Not
And you
even
know,
compared.
it's the you know, you are loving Rwanda. One of her retreat mates came last year to Zanzibar, and she's been talking about Zanzibar almost the entire trip. She's like, we did this in Zanzibar, we did that in Zanzibar. We had a great time in Zanzibar. And what I'm noticing is that it's not just about the country itself. Anybody can go to any country. Somebody else may come to Rwanda and be like, I didn't see none of that stuff. And I didn't. That's why the retreat experience is so different, because it's giving you the opportunity to experience life with someone, a slice of someone else's life. This is my life. I came here.
Right.
You know, I did everything that I'm walking them through. Every place that I've been, it's a place that I have checked off on my list. I've verified it. I have made sure that it passed the test of abundance, the high standards, high value, all of those things. I have done all of those things prior to bringing anybody to this place.
And
so
I would not have come if it wasn't you, because I wouldn't just sign up and go someplace with a group. Maybe I don't care for the group of people. They got bad vibes or anything. So I almost had to make a sincere decision, because I did it in about a month or 6 weeks.
Right, it was less than a month.
It was less than a month to say, okay, make a decision.
Yeah.
But for me, it was so important, because I said, you'll never get an opportunity.
Yeah, it's the opportunity.
I don't know anybody here in Africa. I don't have any really connect. I wouldn't feel safe.
Right.
All of those things that you normally might feel if you're traveling to somewhere, like if I was going to Russia or something, like this is communist and stuff.
Right.
You know, you don't have to worry about that. And I mean, when I say not worry, I have not worried about anything. I just
She hasn't even had to order breakfast.
I mean, she'll have the breakfast for you, tell you what you want, get your laundry taken care of.
Everything.
And so that's why I said the hardest working woman. I don't even,
Auntie.
that's why you can yarn.
Thank you,
because
Auntie.
she
Thank
goes
you for
to
permission to yarn.
You can yarn, because I know I would be tired.
Yeah.
In fact, just her driving in this environment.
Oh, I drive in Rwanda.
She drives just like everybody here, and then driving in the mountains. Oh my God! I mean, talk about what they call hispuk or whatever the Jewish people say. She got it. I'm telling you, this lady here.
I am not the goddess queen for nothing.
Yeah,
okay.
you got a, and she's kind of like a solo. I mean, you have people in the background, but you outdid yourself.
Oh, thank you, Auntie.
You really did. Like I told somebody, I said, when I go back home on the 21st, I said, well, I was going to say, I'll wait a couple of days. Maybe I'll go and, get back to work or do something. But now I have to take that time to process.
Right.
I got to take about 6 days off.
Right. To process,
just to process
everything.
it before I re-enter back into my environment. And I got to figure out how these changes I'm going to make since being here, incorporating new things like the herbs,
and
the
the eating.
What is that? The Qigong. I've been doing
Qigong
that
every day,
which is similar to yoga or Tai Chi.
Tai Chi.
It's made such a difference, and that's something new that I'm gonna do. And just learning so much about the country, I feel like I have to get me a map. I want to get me a map and look at the continent of Africa, because it's like East Africa, South Africa.
All of it.
We just don't think about it.
Right.
We don't think where these countries are. We don't think about it at all. But I'm so happy the movies like Black Panther and The Woman's King, because it's showing you that
there's
just
more.
certain scenes where they had. I remember scenes in the water and the way the buildings are made. That stuff is real.
For sure.
That's real.
For sure. Even the blanket that's sitting on the other side of her, this is a Maasai blanket. She don't even know that, because I ain't even told her that. So that's there's so much culture. There's so much culture to explore and enjoy. So thank you, Auntie. I
sure.
appreciate you taking the time to sit down with me
Oh,
in the midst of
anytime.
your retreat time.
Yes, I
retreat
had my
space.
free time and I
Yes.
collected some beautiful stones to
Yes,
take home.
yes.
I sure.
Well,
it's beautiful.
there's more for her because we are not done yet.
No, we're not done.
We still got some days to go.
We're going back to
We're
Kigali.
going back to Kigali.
Wow.
So we still got some more stuff to do, and I am grateful for you joining us for this time, because you're probably going to be watching this on YouTube, because that's the only place I can upload almost an hour of content. But if you are interested in joining the incubator, if you're interested in the retreat, then absolutely positively feel free to reach out to me. I am online, freethefeminine.com, and you can just reach out to me and I will be happy to give you the details of the retreat and get you signed up so that you can join us for our next group retreat experience in beautiful Accra.
And you can start today. You don't have to do
today.
it in a month's time. you don't have the big clock in front of you. So most of you all could just make your priorities.
You
and
make yourself a priority,
this
for sure.
would be the best self-care gift you could ever give yourself, with
For
all the
sure.
pampering I've received. And like I said, sometimes you think this is a once in a lifetime thing, but it's only going to be the start of more to come. That's what I'm thinking. This should be a regular abundance.
Yes.
The word abundance has taken on a new meaning to me.
Yes.
And it's never too late. Evident. Never too late. And I'm so happy because this is something I just don't think would have happened. It just wouldn't have happened. I wouldn't be in Africa.
Well, you can certainly guarantee that you are welcome to come with me.
Hey.
Okay. Every year I'm gonna be here. Okay. So thank you so much. Murakoze Chana.
Murakoze.
We'll see you next time. Peace.